came into my heart. You changed my world. You came into my soul. You changed my whole life. Right from the start, you knew my name. Before I was born, you took away every shame. I worship you, you. I worship you, you. I worship you, I worship you. You came into my heart, Father, you made me, you loved me. You came into my soul, you changed my whole story. That's how I Lord, you knew my name. I was mine, you took away every shame. I worship you. 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 Came into my heart. You made me your glory. Came into my soul. You changed my soul. From the start, you knew my name. Spoke you took away. Worship you. Worship you. Come on. We worship you. I worship you. Worship. I worship you. There's nobody like you. I worship you. I worship you. Worship me, I worship you. There's nobody like you. Let's lift your name. I worship. I worship. I worship. Oh, worship. Oh, we worship the Lord. From the ancient time, I worship. It's in my heart. You made me, you love me, Lord. Came into my soul. Take my soul. I worship you, I worship you. I worship you. I worship you. I worship you. I worship you.
Wow, this is wonderful. Good afternoon, all my families and friends all across the nations of the world. Good afternoon to all of you, my families, my friends, my loved ones, and all my fans, everywhere you are right now, anywhere you are. I'm saying a big good afternoon to you. I love you dearly, and I really appreciate the fact that you are always there with me and for me. I'm so grateful to all of you. Welcome to a beautiful and lovely, lovely Thursday afternoon. And in Accra here, it has been raining, all this while. Sincerely, for some days now, we keep seeing rain every day and all that. And most times it's raining towards 1 o'clock, towards the start of my program, though it starts drizzling morning and showing signs and all that rain that drains little by little. It never wants to give you the chance to do anything or go to anywhere. But we thank God for the beautiful rain, and we thank God for everything that He's done for us and He's doing. And we are getting towards the weekend, so we really appreciate our God Almighty for the wonderful opportunity. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. I give all the praise to God. I love this Pastor Saki Wonder song. I love Pastor Saki's song. This, I worship you, you. I worship you. I worship you. You came into my life. You changed my whole world. You came into my world. You changed my whole story right from the start. You knew my name. Before I was born, you took away all my shame. You. I worship you. I worship you. Wow, Pastor Saki, you're my good friend. You know that, and I love you so much. Wow, I love this song so much. And I want you, if you have not gotten the song, go out there and get this beautiful song. It's a piece of worship, and you just see yourself flowing in the atmosphere of the miraculous. And God is worthy to be praised. He's duly worthy to be exalted. He's duly worthy to be given all the thanks and adoration. Today is another beautiful day, another wonderful episode, and I want to discuss with you right here, on this program today. I want to share with you very briefly, and I want you to send in your comments, your likes, and talk to me about everything that you feel right on this program. But I want you to show me on the topic I'm taking right here on Facebook, Instagram, and right now. Please subscribe to all our YouTube videos. Go to YouTube. We are calling on a lot of subscribers. We need subscribers to subscribe, to our YouTube videos, and just join us there and let's keep talking. I'll be very, very grateful. All right, the topic I'm taking this morning, I said, be an influencer and not the influenced. Be an influencer and not the influenced. A lot of people are being, are being influenced. They influence instead of being an influencer. The world has a lot of things that can influence anyone or anybody, any human beings. But you are the one that will choose to be an influencer. You decide what you want. You decide what you want to become. You decide exactly what you choose, because becoming an influencer is, you ruling your world. Becoming an influencer is you taking charge of your world, you being in charge of your world, you ruling your world, you being in the top position in your world. But being influenced, that can be very, very, you know, uh, 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 should I say, demanding. Because when you are the one that is being influenced, you kind of taking anything goes for you. And that is not supposed to be so. You should be able to make your own decision and make people follow, the decisions that you take, as long as they are positive decisions. And as long as, there are the decisions that will bring, good tidings and blessings and a lot of other things to your life. Being an influencer is taking charge of your world, just as I said. If you are not an influencer, then you are losing the whole game about life and the world as a whole. If you are not an influencer, a lot of things go wrong. A lot of things are missing in your life. A lot of things, become an issue in your life. But if you be the one that is influencing others, you see that a lot of things, change about you, change about the world, change about your reaction, change about your behavior, change about the things that you do. A lot of people get it all wrong when they allow people to influence them. Why would I allow people to influence me when I can actually influence other people? Yes. And you say, oh, what do you mean? No, I can influence other people by my words, by my actions, by my decisions, by my behavior, by the things I want to do, by the things I know. I am the one who is supposed to be the influencer. Now, I don't have to do. I don't have to copy what people say. I don't want to act the way people act. When I do it that way, it means I'm being influenced. As I said earlier on, that there are a lot of things in this life that is struggling with you, with your position, with your placement in life. There are a lot of things in life that wants to take your place, that want to take everything about you, your time, your resources. There are a lot of things that want to take the good person about you and give you the bad person, and which is not supposed to be. Most people are influenced. You see some hairdo, they are influenced by the hairdo of that person. You see some dance, you are influenced by that dance. You see some dressing, you are influenced by that dressing. You see some certain things, you are influenced by that. Someone, exactly, somebody, someone else, someone actually created those things, and that person has become an influencer. How did the person become an influencer? By influencing you into doing what he or she has created. Now, have you ever stepped back to ask yourself, what have you created for your own self that others will follow? Exactly. A lot of people live their own life and begin to follow other people's life. A lot of people, destroy their homes, destroy their relationships, destroy their future, destroy their lives just because they are following some other person's footsteps. Why would you leave, your own and follow some other person's own? So every individual, God has deposited in you greatness. God has deposited in you to be a role model to others. You have people who are going to follow you. You have people who are going to look up to you. You have people who want to be like you. So why would you stop being who people want to be like and become who wants to be like others? Especially when you know that the is actually the right part. You should rather be an influencer. Create your own dance step for people to follow. Create your own hair for people to follow. Create your own home for people to follow. Create your own life for people to follow. Create your own dressing for people to follow. Don't want to play the same game that everybody plays. Then there is nothing that is going to make you significant in your world. There's one of my principles I always follow. I say, you came into the world and the world did not know that you were born. Apart from your mom, your dad, your family members that knew that someone was born. And the question is, are you going to die and people wouldn't know that you died unless your own family members? It is your choice to be an influencer, to make a difference in your world. Your choice to be an influencer. You can decide that I came into the world and people did not go for holiday because of me. People did not, you know, people did not notice that I was born. But one legacy I'm going to leave is that if I die, the world will know that I died. Do you see that? It should be something that should be in you. You should leave a lasting legacy. Most people these days, they go through life without a legacy. So whatsoever come their way, they push it that way, they take it that way. Whatsoever happens, they say, well, that is part of life. No. When you plan your life and you're an influencer, things don't just happen to you. You know exactly what is to happen. And you make full plans and preparation about those things ahead. Because why? You're an influencer, and every point in time matters. You have a target, you have a plan, you have what you want to do to influence your world. You want to change your world, you want to make a difference in your world, and you can only make a difference by being an influencer and not the influence. Because an influencer is an an inventor, someone that invents things, someone that brings things into being. It's also like a creator, but an influence or the influence is someone who wants to recopy, who wants to live the life others are living. I was telling some young people yesterday, in a church, and I said something. I said, if you cut your hair, if you see other people, the way they are cutting their hair, and you decide to cut their hair that way, what makes you different? When you see young men sad, and you decide to sad, what makes you different? When you see people make dread, and you decide to make dread, what makes you different? Now, what makes you an influencer? An influencer is that you stand out in everything you do. You don't copy, you're not a copycat, you don't pick up from people. No, you stand out, you create your own things and other people follow. That is an influencer. People don't influence you. Money don't influence. A lot of people are influenced by money, and that is why a lot of people get to lose their life, because they are influenced by money. Money has influenced them. Money has taken their being. Money has occupied them. Some people are influenced by the environment. What they see in the environment is what they become. Some people are influenced by their friends. The kind of friends they have. They say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. The kind of friends they have influenced them into doing what is wrong, instead of them being the influencer. You see, you were not smoking probably, and then you met a friend who is smoking, and you choose automatically to begin to smoke. Do you see that? This is something that is wrong. You shouldn't be that. You should be the one who is, in charge of his life, his being. You should be the one who is holding the master key. Do you see that? The one who is holding the master key that can open every door, not the one who is holding just a particular key to a room and someone else is holding your master key. So an influencer makes a difference. An influencer changes, and create things to be. An influencer, every day of his life, he wakes up, he tells himself what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna change, what is gonna happen. That is the life of an influencer. An influencer is someone that is there to make a difference. Is someone that is there to make a difference. You've got to be an influencer. You've got to choose to be an influencer. You've got to choose to compel your world, to live the right kind of life. Every month, every year, choose to be an influencer. Choose to make the difference. Many people, as I said, are influenced by the environment. And except you condition yourself to be on the offensive in changing and influencing your environment, you definitely cannot influence. It will definitely influence you. An influencer will offend a lot of people. Yes, a lot of people will get angry. A lot of people will castigate you. A lot of people will go against you. A lot of people will call you all sort of names. Why? Because of your pursuit of being an influencer rather than being influenced. And with the kind of world and environment we have around us, and the kind of people, the kind of friends, the kind of people that come around us, if you don't choose to be on the offensive side in changing your world and influencing your world, definitely your world will influence you. Okay, let me use an example of Abraham. In the Bible, if you take a clue of Abraham, he was proactive. He was an influencer. And do you know what he did? He changed his environment. Abraham changed his environment. You see, whatever he came in, whichever city he got into, he changed that city. Every country he got into, someone knew that an influencer has come in. Someone knows that there is someone who has entered the city. There is someone who has entered the country. There is someone who has entered the gate. You cannot be an influencer and you enter a particular area and people don't know that you are there. It's not making noise with your money. No, we are not talking about money now. It's not making noise with your money. It's not making noise with the latest or expensive car you drive. People that are influenced are the people that use their car and money to cover up themselves. An influencing person is natural. When you are an influencer, it is natural. You enter a place, your aura covers everywhere. You get into a place without car, without money, yet people know that someone, a personality has stepped into a place. That is what makes you an influencer. It is not in the expensive car you drive. It is not in the expensive houses you live in. It's not in the expensive clothes you dress in. It's not in the expensive perfume you use. It's in your personality. Who you, a lot of people cover themselves with money, with what they think they have. That doesn't make you an influencer. For the fact that you enter the place and everybody is shaking because you came with a car or because you are throwing money on people doesn't make you an influencer. You are still the influence. Why are you influenced? You are influenced by that same money you're throwing around. You are influenced by that car that you think you're driving, which is Porsche. You are influenced by the beautiful house you think you're living. You are influenced by the material things. You are not the influencer because the influencer takes charge. And you will see that same you, when you enter a particular place without that money, without that clothes, without that Porsche car and whatever, then people wouldn't notice you. Because you think that to be an influence to your world, you need all the material things. Everywhere Abraham entered, he made a difference. He influenced his world. He changed his world. An influencer is, he has a foresight. That's why, exactly, for myself, I can tell you, I'm an influencer. I'm not influenced. You can't influence me by your money. You can't influence me by your car. You can't influence me by your beautiful house. You can't influence me by your trips abroad. You can't influence me by anything. And the children I raise are definitely like that. They cannot be influenced because an influencer can have all those things and even more. They believe in themselves. So you've got to learn to be an influencer. An influencer is someone who has vision. No matter what happens around you, an influencer has vision of what the future will become. An influencer is not thrilled by the happenings. It's just like the Bible says, it said the things that you see are temporal, but what you don't see is internal. An influencer sees an internal things and not the physical things. And then he brings the internal things into the physical being. He brings the spiritual into the physical realm. That is an influencer. He has a vision of the future. He has a vision of the past. He has a vision of the present. He has a vision of things to be. Every city Abraham went, he was an influencer. He came in with a vision. He went in with a vision to every city, every country, with the right mentality, the mentality of a king. Abraham went with the mentality of a king. He never had to analyze the advantage or the disadvantage of any environment before contemplating whether to go there or not. Once God tells him move, he moves. Rather he went in with the consciousness that he was the blessing. An influencer, if he's going to a place, he doesn't look at the empty house. He doesn't look at no money in his pocket. He doesn't look at the environment. He knows that with me going to that environment, this poor environment will become a rich environment because I'm going to influence the mentality of a king, not a beggar. An influencer has the mentality of the man on top, not the man below. An influencer has the mentality of an employer, not an employee. An influencer has the mentality of a boss. An influencer has the mentality of a president, not just a councilor or a chairman. An influencer has the mentality of a greater tomorrow. An influencer has the mentality of I can do all things. Nothing limits an influencer. An influencer is not looking for help from anywhere. An influencer creates helps. An influencer does not look for a job. An influencer creates job. So wherever I go as an influencer, I impact my world. Wherever I go as an influencer, I create a change. Wherever I go as an influencer, I do things. You get to be what you want me to be. Especially when it's not correspondent with God's work. Your life should be a life of an influencer. Don't allow people around you to influence you just because you have some money. And then they greet you and they want to lie down and you think, wow, you're on top of the wall and you're an influencer. No, they are only there because of the money. They are only there because you can give them. They are only there because they want to have your contact. Once those things are no more with you, you will become as a garbage to them. A rubbish bin. That is why when God said to, Abraham, he said, go to the place that I will show you. He didn't ask, where should I go? He knew he would make the place whatever God wanted. This is the mentality of a king. This is the kind of man that God will work with. Because he is looking for someone who has his mentality and his way of thinking. You might be watching me out there right now. What's your way of thinking? What's your mentality? Is it all about waiting for people to do for you and not taking a step to do? Is it all about when everything turned against you, you give up hope? Just all things. Say, well, there's nothing I can do again. Who I lean on has abandoned me and I don't have any choice. Or will you rise up and tell yourself, I'm going to be an influencer and not the influenced? I was telling some of the young men yesterday, I said you work with a friend and he decides to go to a beer parlor and choose to drink alcohol and you don't drink alcohol. But what do? He influences you into drinking alcohol. He influences you into smoking. Instead of you being the one influencing him, you become the influence. You work with a friend that tells you, let's have boyfriends, let's go for a date with a girlfriend, let's go and look for girlfriends and all that. You are being influenced by negative mindsets. When you are meant to be a king, you should be the influencer. You say, no, I don't want to say no so that they won't think that I'm a Jew man. I don't want to say no so that they won't call me a pastor. I don't want to say no so that they won't think that I don't know what's up. Because, some people are pressurized by peers group. When you don't do, they say, look at you, you don't know anything. Look at you, you are bole. Ghana will say bole. Look at you, there's nothing. You are nothing, my friend. Go and sit down. You don't know where real men are talking. You go and sit down because you are not a real man. Because you don't want them to say you are not a real man, you allow yourself to be influenced by their mischievous attitude, manners, and behavior. That is why at times I don't simply understand why some men, for example, you work with men that are all divorced, or you work with men that, have abandoned their family somewhere and men that never see the need of staying together with their family, or you work with men that hang around with girlfriends. Meanwhile, they have wives at home. They don't take care of their children, but they can spend money on themselves and the women they carry outside. And rather that for you to be the influencer, to influence them into the right path, what do? You rather became the influenced. You have been influenced in the wrong direction. Or you have friends that are female. They never stay at home to watch over their children. They never have the time to pray or to go to church. Their life will be from one man to the other. Their life is a life that they think it is only with men they can attain some certain level in life. And they cheat on their husband. They have extramarital affairs. They misbehave with their kids. Or they fight all the time with their husbands. And then you think, you believe, you understand that, wow, look at these women. They travel to any country they want. Why should I just get sticky? And you allow themselves to influence you. Instead of you influencing them, you are the influencer. Every group of friends you move with, you should be the influencer. They shouldn't influence you. You can be in 100 wrong people. You could be the right seed. And you can influence those 100 wrong people. That's the truth. Don't ever say a tree cannot make a forest. One tree can make a forest. Depends on whether you are an influencer or you are the influenced. What are people influencing you? You are with people that are doing homosexual. They can't influence you if you are an influencer. You have people that are doing lesbianism. They cannot influence you if you are the influencer. You are with people that are armed robbery. They can't influence you if you are the influencer. If you are with people that are doing all sorts of things, they cannot influence you if you are the. If you have to influence her, just like Abraham, just like many other people, but I'm using Abraham as an example. One thing is certain. Some might think they need to go somewhere, that is suitable for them. That is suitable. Some people believe that there's a place that will be suitable. If you're an influencer, even in the village, even in the forest, even in the bush, you will still make a headway. The grasses, the trees, and the rivers, the valleys, the ocean, you will influence all of them, and they will become humans for you. They'll become a working tools for you. In that forest, you can build a castle. If you're an influencer. Wherever you are put, wherever you are thrown to, if you have the mindset of a king, the mentality of a king, you'll make the difference. Some men will say, it is an era you can marry as many wives as you want. A lot of people are getting married to many women and blah, 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 blah. if you really want all that, one could take it for granted. And why? Because your friends are doing it. You choose to do it. They have just influenced you. Some people have lost a hold of themselves. They have lost themselves because they are living the life of others. They have lost truly who they are. They are influenced by the environment, by the things they see around them. They want to be in the clique of some people. So they have to try to be like those people, instead of those people wanting to be like them. I love myself. I want to live a life that you want to be like me. I want to live a life that you want to emulate me. I won't want to live a life that I'm following you. You would rather want to speak like me. You would rather want to walk like me. You would rather want to behave like me, but I wouldn't want to be you. Because I am the influencer. That is why I choose my friends. My friends don't choose me. I choose. I choose. In everything I have to choose. So there may be, dependence on the economy. Those that are being influenced could be dependent on the economy, of the environment, or the government, or the city, or the nations, or the success of their brother, their sister, other people. Even in marriage, that they could be influenced to look at the success of their husband, their wives. That's not a kingly thinking. We are the seeds of Abraham. We make the economy of nations. The economy doesn't make us. The economy doesn't make us. You see, there is something that Genesis chapter 26 verse 3 says, and I'm going to read it for us. Genesis chapter 26 verse 3. It said, so join in this land, and I will be with thee. I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father. Do you see? This is God's word. Go into any land. Go into any place. Go into anywhere. I will be with thee. As a child of God, God is assuring you that you are an influencer. Anywhere you go, any place you find yourself, anything you do, He is going to be with you. He's going to make you an influencer in that nation, in that country, in that place. As an influencer, you own all the nations of the earth. You cannot be rejected anywhere you go. So today, you must decide to be an influencer. Don't be influenced. Don't allow people to influence you, to lose your marriage, to lose your home. Don't allow people to influence you, to lose what God has given to you. Don't allow yourself to be influenced. Don't give room towards that. A lot of people are being influenced by a whole lot of things. They think that is by moving here and moving there, and then things will work. No. If only you believe that wherever you go, you are in charge, you have no reason to be afraid. You have no reason to think. You have no reason to worry, because you are result-oriented. Don't allow people to influence you, to go against what is not of God. Don't allow people to influence you, to live their own life. Rather, be the ones to influence them so that they can live your own life. Create where you are the influencer. Influence your world. The economy cannot make you. You can influence your economy, and you can make your economy. We have our own certain rules, and we play by those rules. With our kingly attitude, our kingly manner, our kingly behavior, we owe nobody any explanation. We only have to be an influencer. Let's influence our world. Let's influence our family. Let's influence our business partner. Let's influence our colleagues in their workplaces. Let's be an influence and change our world. And we'll see that a lot of things will make a difference in our world because we are an influencer. Wow. I'm sure that you have really enjoyed this with me. I want you to go out there and be an influencer. Go out there and be allow anybody to influence you. Don't allow anybody, to take charge of your life. Thank you. I see you, IK Ella. You're welcome. God bless you. Say right on, mommy. God bless you so much. So don't allow anybody to influence you into a life that is not right. Be the one that is influencing your world. Don't be moved by the things you see with your eyes. Always know that no matter what happens right now, your tomorrow will be greater than your today. That is the attitude of an influencer. You've got a greater life, you've got a greater being, you've got a greater story ahead of you. The journey might seem difficult, but as an influencer, there is one assurance that you have that you will rule and reign over your world. You will influence your world. You will take dominion of your world. So always tell yourself, I'm an influencer because why? I am the seed of Abraham, and the nations of the earth are given unto me. I am not begging to survive. I'm not begging to live my life. I'm not begging, to do any other thing that I can do. I rule, I reign, I'm in charge. I'm the one that the world is looking for. Always tell yourself that. I'm the one the world is looking for. The world is looking for people like me. I'm an influencer. My world has changed. I am fueled positively. Influence those friends that want you to be in club all the time. Those friends that want you to have many girlfriends and many boyfriends. Influence them. Those friends that want you to smoke, to drink. Influence them. Those friends that want to lead you to your own very destruction and laugh at you. Influence them. Judge of your life, decide to become. Rule over them. Be the star in their midst. Let everybody do the same thing, but you do the different thing. You be the one to do the different thing. Let everyone do the same thing, but you become the one who is different. Influence your world. Rule over your world. Take charge of your world. Because from the beginning, God has made you the influencer. You are the only one chosen to make yourself the influenced. So be the influencer today and influence your world. Decide what become of you and let other people follow you. And let them say, you are my role model. Instead of you saying, that is my role model. Let people say, you are their role model. That is what influencer is. Take charge of the world and influence your world today. And always believe that wherever God sends you to, or wherever He places you, you will definitely be a success. Rule your world and influence your world today. Thank you so much, all my families and my friends, for watching this broadcast today. I'm sure that you have enjoyed it and you're going to stand up and be the one that is reigning. Let people learn your own dance step. Let people learn your own hairstyle. Let people learn your own manner of approach. Let people learn the way you talk, the way you move, the way you speak, everything you do. Let them rather learn and copy from you. But don't be a copycat to anybody. Live your own kind of life. Don't say, oh, I'm a teenager and this is the life of a teenager. No, be a different kind of teenager. Don't say, I'm a youth and this is our time. Be the different kind of youth. Don't say, oh, hey, everybody is doing this kind of thing. No. Be a different kind of person. Be an influencer and change your world. Let your world listen to you. Let people listen to you. Make the difference and be the one that everyone will listen to and everyone will copy. Thank you so much for watching this program today. If you love all my outfit right here, it is from PTP and Debbie's Corner. For some time now, I've hardly made up. I'm not really making up. I've been using my natural face with no powder. Just a little wet lipstick on my lips and all that. So but usually my makeup is being done by PTP's Corner and also hair, makeup, and nails artistries. These people take care of my makeup and everything. But all my outfit and everything is from PTP and Debbie's Corner. Thank you so much. Be a part of Realities with Princess Tina. Please share, like, follow, and send in your comments. And God will richly bless you. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Realities with Princess Tina. It's together, and on small letters. You can follow us and be a part of us. And you can also follow us on Facebook, on YouTube. It is written on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, and God will richly bless you. Share, like, and try to sponsor us by posting more about it, and you will see that things will only keep getting better and better for you. Thank you, every one of you, for watching me out there, and also be a part of the Helpers of Destiny Foundation and promote the foundation. And God will bless you as you help us get back to school this September. All the children are getting back to school this September. You can send us books, you can send us materials, you can send us uniform decks, chairs, and all that. And God will richly bless you. That is the Helpers of Destiny Foundation project right now, giving every life meaning and impacting our world. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and I appreciate you for watching my program today. God bless you until I come your way again tomorrow. It's Realities with Princess Tina, and my name is Princess. Your comment. Bye.